she was not able, Casey now was not able to pay. Na unajua alilipa aje? Sexual favors. Hey, msichana. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Linda. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have a lot to offer you guys. And if you are a returning subscriber, asante na kutambua tena sana, na watambua tena sana. By the way, don't forget to do what? To watch my ads paka mwisho, please. Don't skip the ads. So guys, today I have another crime video for you, and guys, this one sijui niweke aje, but let's get to the story. So Caley Anthony was born on 16th of March of 1986, and her parents went by the name George Anthony and Caley Anthony. And it is said, not it is said, but the mother was a home care nurse. Home care nurse are these people who take care of maybe the elderly. Maybe you have a sick person who doesn't have to be in the hospital. What come how? And the father was a cop. So she had an older brother, na walikuwa wameshindana like 4 years, and he was called Lee, and she was a very vibrant girl or lady. Okay, hiyo time akiwa mdogo, when she was still young, she was a vibrant lady. She was brilliant shule nini. And guys, remember nishaiwaambia, these kids who grow up wakiwa brilliant, I'm not saying if your child is brilliant there's a problem, but kwa hizo stories nimekuwa nikiresearch ama hizo two stories, wow, these people end up being something else. Not all of them. So kama mtoto wako ni mwerevu usianze kumfikiria style fulani, but most of them. So Caley Anthony anasemekana, she was brilliant, she was good in school, she was vibrant, always shared a lot with the mother or parents. You know, if you have 2 kids in the family, chances are you are going to be close because amuko wengi. But kama mko wengi ndio kuna kwa nako ka drift, you know, trying to like kukua na time na every single child. So they grew in this family where they were close knit, and it reached a point where now Caley Anthony wakati alingia high school, now that's when things started changing. Caley Anthony started being distant from the parents. She never shared anything. The parents actually, Caley now the mother said that she really didn't even know her friends. She didn't know who she hung out with. She just changed. She had no, what can I say? She had no connection with the parents. And above that, she never knew kukaa peke yake. Yani yeye as a person without a partner. She always she always had a boyfriend. Always. Alikuanga na Charlie every single time. And I think that's a problem if you have not taught your kid how to survive on her own or on his own, because even guys go through that yeah, kuna time ana dem, yeah, tu kila saa kutuna dem, yani akuangi single. I think there's something these people are trying to avoid, and these things can end up affecting them in the future the way it affected Caley Anthony. So this lady, every time akona boyfriend, she was never alone at a particular time. And when he reached high school, iliendelea tu hivyo, but sasa in high school she became a pathological liar. Yani yeye tu ni muongo. You know, ni kama tu story ya Morton mwenye nilikuwa nimewapigia previously, the children being ripped out of people's wombs or women's wombs. And she was also a pathological liar, and uliona tu the way things turned out. So Caley Anthony ni muongo. This is what she used to do. Yani yeye hata ukimuuliza umekula mkate ibaki kitchen na pana na kuna vitu kwa mdomo na anakataa. Yani yeye uongo zenye hata you don't have to lie, but she always lied. And ikaendelea hivyo, grades zake zikaendelea kushuka. She was out here having fun, partying, doing what young girls do wherever. You know, a typical teenager. Si ati tunasemaje tunamu accuse of being a bad person, but that's what she used to do because that's the age she was at. But now when she was about to graduate, the parents now, you know, wako huku wana prepare for graduation. Unajua when your child is graduating, and actually this is ni kama hapa Kenya mtoto anamaliza form 4, it's a big thing, although we don't graduate, but it's a big thing. At least you've done a good job, at least umelipa hizo school fees zote hizo miaka zote, finally anamaliza. So it's a big thing. So but at the States, people graduate when they finish high school. So towards this graduation, the parents were preparing for this graduation. They are excited, they are everything else, and now what happened, they realized that Casey was not telling them anything about the graduation. Wakienda waulize, hey, where is the graduation ceremony going to take place? Nothing. Remember, I told you she had started drifting apart from the parents, so she never really shared a lot. So the parents decided to call the school to ask about these details, because they had invited some friends to come and, celebrate her. So when they called the school, this is when they noticed that Casey was not going to graduate. Why? She had failed in most of her exams. Remember, Casey was a very brilliant girl. Casey, she was the typical, a B student. Let's not say a student, but a B student. She was good in school. But now when it reached to a point of her failing an exam, I don't know why the parents didn't kind of, investigate why she was now failing her exams. She was now, a lot of things were happening at her home. She had changed. She used to stay in her room all the time. She never shared anything with the parents. Me by those are the kind of ages that I'm really scared for my daughters, because sijui tutarelate aje, but I'm really praying to God that tubaki tu venye tuko, so that I get to know what's up with their lives, because mimi sitaki watoto wangu siku moja ninokiwe mlango niambiwe sijui mtoto wako amefanya nini, nishtuke. Nataka niambiwe kitu yenye najua mtoto wangu anaweza fanya, because I raised them well. God, I hope I did. That's all. So time about the graduation, this girl is evil, because number one, she saw her parents preparing for this ceremony, but she did not tell them that at a graduate. She left them to go through the struggles of writing cards and everything else to invite the friends, and yet she just remained, she never said anything. So it's so annoying for, okay, sijui, I know there's this aspect of fearing parents, but hey, that's on another level. So the graduation never happened for her, but of course the school graduated, and not the school, but the kids who were with her, not kids, but the girls who were with her. Now, this, I think, your interest ya shule ilimuisha, and she stopped there. Like, she did not graduate, neither did she continue with the education. So akaacha shule. Kuacha shule akakuja akawaki at Universal Studios. Universal Studios ziko Florida, Orlando, Florida, I guess, if I'm not wrong. And she worked at the Universal Studios, hiyo area ya kina hizi zinaitwa Disneyland, those areas. So she worked there, and she worked for a very short time. But this short time that she worked there, Caley Anthony was a happy girl. She was happy, and it seemed like she really enjoyed her job. It not really seemed, but alikuwa na enjoy kazi yake. She could come home, tell the mother, oh, today at work my workmate did this. You understand when you are a mother, you understand when your child is excited on a certain aspect. Mtoto wako ukiona anafanya kitu fulani anashinda akikwambia, and you remember this person alikuwa amedrift apart, now she's telling you how she enjoys the work, how the co-worker did this and that. She was happy. So hii kaendelea, but on let's say the eve of 2005, this is now when she met her boyfriend who went by the name Jesse Grant, and it kicked off. Remember, she doesn't know how to be single, but previously nobody really knows who she was dating and this, but she was never single. That is what I read. She has never been single. Maybe wakati alikuwa mdogo, of course akuanza kukatiwa akiwa 1 year. So each time amepatana Jesse Grant, they're in love nini, and she becomes pregnant at 19. And when she becomes pregnant at 19, she talks to the friends. Akawambia, I'm pregnant, but I'm going to give up my child for an adoption. And she did not really involve the parents with this adoption plans and everything else, even the pregnancy itself. She did not tell the parents that she's pregnant. And when she reached like 7 months pregnant, I think now she felt like feature your pregnancy. She decided to reveal it to the parents, and when she revealed it to the parents, and also gave them this news that she was going to give up the child for adoption, and the parents said, hell no, you ain't gonna do that, yani utafanya. Hey, nimeongea kilami. So they did what? They refused. Because I think they were, remember the guy, the father now, George Anthony, was a cop. I told you that. And the mother, who was a home care nurse, hawa ni watu wenye wako na, kuna hiyo, ni kama ukwe na, my mom is a teacher, and I understand, kuna tu veje nini, my mom was a teacher, is a teacher, my dad ni askari. You can imagine that house, it's straight, walk in a straight line. So I think for her, the father must have been a strict parent, kiasi, owing to the fact that ni cop, and the mother a good caregiver because she was a home caregiver. So I think they had that ability to take care of a child. They were not like they didn't have money or something. They were not rich, but they were not poor. So she's pregnant, and they decided, when they were told the news of pregnancy and everything else, the parents decided that this is going to be their secret. Of course, pregnancy is a sacred thing, if you ask me. If I decide not to tell you that I'm pregnant, I'm not going to tell you. If you're going to see my belly protruding, just sit and shut up. There are things you just don't go around asking people, uko na mimba, uko na nini, uko ulinipatia. Things like that. So she was, the parents kept it a secret, but the what annoyed more is that they kept it a secret from Lee. I remember I told you she had an older brother who went by the name Lee. Now walikuwa wameshindana 4 years. So if she was 19, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, around 22 there. So he was never told. Now he got to know. Sijui sasa not sijui, but aliambiwa like days to her birth. Yani days to siku yenye huyu dem anaenda kuzaa is when he was told that so and so is pregnant. And he was really furious. He was like, why won't you tell me? Like it's very, even for me, I'm even trying to ask myself, how come he never noticed his sister was pregnant? Because pregnancy sio tembe utameza ingie kwa tumbo ipotee. I don't understand. Maybe she was wearing baggy clothes, because I also read somewhere saying that she used to really dress in a way that it never revealed the pregnancy. So maybe that's the reason why the brother never knew. So hii time yote mtoi akaenda akazaliwa on 9th August of 2008. That's when this child was, not 2008 but 2006. This is when this girl was born, and she was called Caley Anthony. That was the name of this little baby. And she came home, life ikaendelea kama kawaida, and the parents took that burden. Sitaki kuiweka burden, sijui niweke aje, that responsibility of taking care of this child. And Caley Anthony was back in the market. Alikuwa soko mbaya. Yani yeye sasa, I think hata hapa Afrika tuko na hiyo aspect ya unazaa mapema, unachia mzazi watoto, unachia wazazi mtoto, then phew, you're out to what you know how to do best. So that's what she did. She went out with a boyfriend, nini. But it is said that it reached a point now, Jesse was the boyfriend during the whole pregnancy and everything else. So hii time yote Jesse akadecide after mtoto amezaliwa I get engaged na yeye, hiyo kupropose and all this, because they wanted to be a family. That is the decision of Jesse, not the decision of Casey. So they got engaged, they are together as a family, but now this together as a family is not like wako pamoja kwa nyumba. Casey and the child are still at the mother's place, but at least kuna hiyo aspect ya, I'm with so and so. Kuna hiyo feeling, hiyo nasemaje, guarding your territory, ama tuseme kitu kama hiyo. So hii time yote these people are just dating and nini, but it reached around May 6th of 2006. Remember, this child was born like prior, but now the point was, this child, if alizaliwa August 9th, of 2000. I told you 2006, no, 2005. August 9th of 2005. And apparently mtoto ukariwa 9 months. Na walipatana na huyu Jesse, you know, around the eve, tuseme tu around January hapo. So there's no way mtoto alizaliwa, you know, there's 1 month that is missing there. So that's where now it started becoming a problem, because now on May 6th, this guy who went by the name Jesse alianza kuchoka na tabia za huyu dem. So they were like, you know, ali decide to break up na yeye. But before they broke up, alikuwa anataka DNA for him to know if this child was his, so that he could take the responsibility. Now, I don't know why hawakuenda DNA, walienda kwa lie detector. Mimi sijui hizo zinakutana aje, because they went to a lie detector test and it was determined that this child was not his. And Casey hakushtuka. It seemed like she knew. She was just trying to, you know, nitasemaje, kuendelea tu na story ya Jesse venye yeye anataka family nini, so inaita kumlidon. So wakati wali break up, the family, Casey's family was still taking care of the child. And it is said that on let's say the eve of 2008, there was a real big fight kwa hiyo family ya Casey. And Casey ali decide to move out. Na ku move out, not really like moving out kuhama, but alikuwa amesema anaenda for a work trip. And apparently hiyo time hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua na work wapi. So I don't know which work trip she was going to, but she went to a work trip. Akapack nguo za mtoi wake Caley na yeye wakatoka, which was around, you know, it was around in the morning. So the question here was, where was she going if nobody even knew if she was working? But this time around, it is said that she had already changed the boyfriends. She was now dating a guy who went by the name Tony. And kumbe alikuwa anaenda kwa Tony's place. But now the point is, alikuwa ameambia wazazi anaenda work trip. Even the parents gave her some kind of, not some kind, sijui hata nasema nini, alimpatia gari ya you know, it's easier to move around with a child ukiwa na gari than ukitumia another means of transport. So wakatoka na mtoto. So kutoka na mtoto, Casey, now this is where the juice begins. Casey hakufika home, not home, kwa boyfriend penye anasema alikuwa na, penye yeye kwa mind yake hakusema, but kwa mind yake yeye alikuwa anajua anaenda kwa boyfriend who was Tony, and he was a DJ. And remember, Casey is ndasemaje, is a party, ndasemaje, a party you something. Yani yeye tu ni mtu wa kupati na amepatana na DJ. This is lethal, like lethal. So ameenda kwa boyfriend, na apparently hakufika na mtoto, alifika peke yake. And it is said that the time yenye alitoka home kwenda kwa boyfriend, that's the last time that Caley was seen alive. Nobody knows from that point to the time that he got to the boyfriend's house. Nobody knows hapa katikati what really happened to this child, because that's the last time she was seen alive. And now you know, she was now at the boyfriend's place partying, doing drugs, doing everything else. And my point is, yani yeye penye yako, she was not thinking about the child ama nini ama sijui whatever. You know, at 19 it's just tricky for you to start thinking of certain things. Si rahisi, because uko in the middle of a child and a grown up. You don't even know when to go this way, when to go this way. It's hard. So it is said that kwa hiyo time yenye alikuwa kwa the boyfriend's house, alitoka na gari akienda kwa place ya nitasemaje, place ya kukashdo kama ATM hivi. And when she reached there, gas iliishia hapo. Yani gas ya nitasemaje, gas ya gari ama sijui nini, kitu kama hiyo iliishia hapo. Sasa kuishia hapo, the money that she had withdrawn, haiwezi akijaza nayo gas. That's the end of it, like hata kwa na pesa ingine. So ali decide ku abandon gari yake hapo na akaenda. So wakati hao watu wako kwa gas station, ku notice hii gari imekaa hapa for a long time. It's not really said ilikaa hapo for how long, but the people that worked there noticed this vehicle has been here for a while, so they called the tow company, the towing company, wakakuja wakatoa hii gari. When they took the car, they now, you know, it's unajua gari si kama nguo utajua mwenyewe. Gari you'll always find out who owns such and such a car. So when they found out, they called the owner, who was now George Anthony, the father to Casey. And the father was really, you know, alishanga like, okay, kama gari iko hapo, Casey ako wapi? Hii gari tulimpatia because of work. If she's working and she's supposed to be taking care of the daughter, ako wapi? Gari iko wapi? Yeah, not gari iko wapi, but how is she even moving around with the kid and all that? So wakati alipigiwa simu, akaenda kwa hiyo touring company kuangalia WhatsApp, ndio walichukua key, wakaenda wakafungua gari, and guys, it is said that you know, waliita a pungent smell. Yani ile smell yenye na kuita, it was iliwachoma. And I think I've told you before that the smell of a dead bodies, no, I've not smelled one, and it's a blessing, because God help me, I never get to such a point. It is said everywhere on the articles that I've read that the smell of a dead body or a decomposing body can never be compared with any smell. Hata kama ni panya imekufa, it can never be compared. It is just a distinct smell. Ni smell tu, yani. It's the way as human beings we are distinct. Like us, we are made in God's image. So sisi tuko specific. Atuko kama animals. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. It is the same with that smell. It is distinct. Uwezi ilinganisha ati panya imekufa mahali ama ni It is a dead body. That's just the smell. So the towing officer actually alisema, why does it smell like a dead body? That's what he said. So wakati the guy now, Anthony, Mr. Anthony, George Anthony now, wakati alirudi home, alita bibi yake Casey. No, yeah, Cindy, not Casey. Nimekuwa nikiwaambia nini? Cindy. So Cindy Anthony akatoka nje kwenda kuangalia hii gari. Kuja kuangalia gari, it smelled like a dead body. That's the same thing that she said. So wakati waliona hii, lakini wakati walifungua gari wakapata kuna it's something like karatasi ya takataka, but ilikuwa na mavitu ndani. But for me it didn't make sense, because they are saying that walichukua tu wakatupa, they never got to see what was inside. Because mimi mtoto wangu atakitoka shule na bag ya shule, I'm not searching for anything, but nataka kujua ni nini ziko ndani, kama kuna uchafu nitupe nini, na kama kuna karatasi kamefunga nitafungua nione ni nini. So I don't understand as a mother. Please, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like make myself look like a better parent, but I do my best where I can. Where I can't, God knows I can't, because you can't be everywhere, but you can do something where you are. So the fact that they threw out this garbage bag or whatever it was without even getting to find what was inside was sijui, they just failed at that point. But hiyo wakati walitupa wakaanza kuosha gari nini, they even said that they used a very strong detergent just to clear the smell that was inside that car, because it was horrific. And they also said that waliacha milango wazi ya hiyo gari, ndio hiyo you know, venye unaweza kuwa na maybe ulienda mahali umekuja umepata maybe panya ilikufa kwa nyumba, you clean the house, you leave the door open, you know, for fresh and everything. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So wakati walifanya hivyo vyote, Cindy now called the daughter, called the daughter, kamuuliza, where are you? The daughter never answered. You know, the daughter unajua alikuwa amekusha kuwa rebellious kabisa, because kuna venye alikuwa ameanza kudrift kidogo, but now venye alitoka unajua hizo drugs nini, because she was doing drugs, she was doing everything you can ever think about. So wakati Cindy aliona this one is not reply, akasema yes, okay, the friends had told Cindy that they always see her now Casey at the boyfriend's house. Na boyfriend's house iko far. And my question is, because Cindy's daughter had been missing for a month. Missing means alikuwa kwa huyu boyfriend. From the time alitoka kwao, akaenda na huyu mtoto, amekuwa for 1 month. Cindy has not been looking for this daughter for 1 full month. Now umepata gari, imefanywa kenye imefanywa yenye hata wewe hujui, now unamtafuta. So hii gari ni important kuliko mtoto wako ama nini, because I don't understand how a teenager can be out of your house for a whole month. You not knowing where she is. Now umepata gari yenye imeachwa kwenye imeachwa, now you're pretending you really now you want to know where your daughter is. It doesn't make sense, because ungefuata mapema, maybe hata gari yako ingeachanishwa, maybe hata ungesave huyu mtoto, because now every time Cindy said that every time alikuwa anapigia Cindy na anapigia Cindy, anasema every time anapigia Tracy, hizi majina Cindy every time anapigia Casey simu, anamwambia that huyu mtoto ako na the nani, na alikuwa anapatia nani jina nyingine nyeelewa, sijui Zenada Fernando Gonzalez, something like that. Kumbe hakuna mtu kama yeye alikuwa na exist. Mtoto baby hata alikuwa ameshatupwa kitambo. She was just looking for excuses. Now if Cindy was getting such kind of information from Casey, and yet a party ampei hata namba ya huyu nani angali mtoto, because this woman has been taking care of this child for the longest time. So at least angempatia hiyo nitasema hiyo right ya at least a number, ajue mtoto ako wapi, you okay and everything else. So wakati aliamuka akaenda to the boyfriend house, alipata nyumba iko na drugs, pombe zote zenye unaweza imagine, and the child who was now Casey was rebellious. Yani yeye kuna zile zenye ukigrow up maybe uko mahali, then your mother comes and started asking, mbona ulifanya hivi, it is some kind of embarrassing. So akamembarrass, and something that really not many teenagers really like kuona parents wake akiwa mbele yake akimwongelesha style fulani mbele ya marafiki zake, but this is mbele ya boyfriend yake, so it was on a whole different level. So Casey akaambiwa na Cindy they are going home, abebe vitu zake, they are going home. So wakati walifika home, Cindy akapigia 911 akawambia my daughter amekuja from my daughter was lost for 1 month, amekuja, and alikuwa amenibia gari. So I don't know at what point alimuibia gari, because from everything I've researched wao ndo walimpea gari, now ameiba gari aje. But anyway, let's get to the story. So akambia amerudi na alikuwa amenibia gari and all that. So each time that Cindy is waiting for the police to arrive, anasikia Casey akiongea na the brother Lee, akimwambia by the way, mimi huyo mtoto wangu nilinyang'anywa na nani akaniambia hata wewe nirudishia mtoto sijui nini. Yani they're conversing in the room, but now Cindy is overhearing the story. Now Cindy calls 911 again and tells them now this is a kidnapping. So yeye anaongea kulingana kitu anasikia nani anaitwa Casey. Anasikia Casey akiambia the brother. So now the mother Cindy calls Casey. Anambia kujueleze the 911 dispatchers what you are going through, what happened. So Casey was reluctant to explain to the 911 dispatchers kuambia this is what happened, this is what did not happen, nini. But eventually akakuwa pressed, akakubali, akaanza kuongea, akaanza kusema ati mtoto wake akona msichana anaitwa Zenada Fernanda Gonzalez, ati tusijui alimchukua kwa apartment fulani nini. So when the police arrived, remember, I don't know kama wachizo 911, when you are talking to the 911, already somebody has been sent to you for maybe kawe ni mgonjwa, whatever the problem is, somebody is always on the way coming. So when they arrived, wakawambia okay, if you gave your child to this Zenada, for her she used to call her Zani, but the name was Zenada Fernanda Gonzalez. So akawapeleka kwa the apartment that alipeana mtoto. Apparently most people in the States, what they do, they don't bring nannies into their house. The others do, but not mostly. They take the children there. Now akawapeleka kwa the apartment where according to Casey hapo ndio nani alikuwa anakaa. Hapo ndio Zenada alikuwa anakaa, ama ndio Zani. So hii time hapo kwa Zenada wakifika kwa hiyo place ati ndio kwa Zenada, they never saw anybody going to that house or coming out of that house. So they asked the landlord that place. Wakamwambia, okay, we want the footage, the CCTV footage of this place. We want to see if there was such and such a person in such and such a time. And the landlord said that nobody has lived in that house for a long time. Hakuna mtu amekaa kwa nyumba in fact in months. So they now knew that Zani was not Zani, but Casey was lying. So they went back and wakamshika for lying to the police. No, that is also an offense. So that's the wakumshika for the disappearance of the daughter. Walimshika for lying to the police and everything else. So wakati alikuwa pale, sa anaanza kukua questioned about Zani nini, anaanza kupeana description. And you remember these people when you wanachoranga, when you are trying to give a description of somebody's face and they keep drawing it and they kind of trying to come up with a face of a criminal or anybody else. So each time yote the police went back to Cindy's house. Now they are doing an investigation. They went back to Cindy's house. They're trying to investigate, and they decided to go to live with the laptop so they can see if they can find something. But before they left, they started kind of going through the laptop and everything else, and they noticed that somebody had actually searched on Google how to make chloroform. That's what was there. And the police asked Cindy, we are seeing somebody ametafuta hapa how to make chloroform. Can you explain about that? And she was like, oh, my pets were eating some leaves on some bamboo leaves behind my house. So I wanted to see if it's harmful to them. So my question is, why didn't you search, is bamboo trees or bamboo leaves poisonous? Why did you search chlorophyll? Because according to her, alikuwa na search chlorophyll, then chloroform ikakam, then akatap on it. So that was the explanation she gave. But investigations zikiendelea, it was found that even the time this search ilikuwa Google ama ilikuwa inasearchiwa, Cindy was not in the house. Casey ndiye alikuwa kwa nyumba na ilikuwa before they left. Ndio sasa mtoto disappear. So I don't really understand. Okay, I understand at a point because ni mtoto wake anatry kumprotect, but then ni hard when you have a child. It's just hard to do right by them. I don't know how okay. So each time washaanza ku notice there's something that is not adding up, because this woman just seemed to be a ride or die for the daughter. That's just the word that I can give it. So huyo Casey ako pale police and all that. So Cindy goes to visit Casey. Akamuuliza, na by the way, can you give me the description of this Zenada? Because the police are saying that you cannot, the police are saying that you cannot even identify her when you are given photos. It is said that prior, this lady Casey aliletewa hii picha. Not picture, but pictures za mademu wengi and everything else. But on a particular time, akaletewa picha ya Zenada Gonzalez. Na she could not recognize her. So how did you give your child to a person you did not recognize? Or it's just, I don't know. So Cindy ako hapa anaambia mtoi wake, I'm told by the police you were not even able to recognize the Zenada that you gave your child to. And this girl went furious. Yani tu alikuwa amechoka na mamake, because mamake alikuwa anasim like anaminterrogate every time, anatry anasemaje, anatry ni kama anatry accuse of whatever was happening. Remember each time yote, this guy George, the father, aongea kitu, and I think hakuwa anaongea kitu because he knew that actually Casey did whatever she did, because whatever it is said she did, because remember he is a cop, so amepita hizi vitu mob at a certain point kwa career yake, so and understand kitu. I think that's why hakuwa anaingililia sana hiyo maneno, alikuwa tu sitting back and watching things just unfold. So huyu Cindy akarudi home nini, you know, the lady baada ako huko jail anafanya nini. So after some weeks, this guy who was you know, hawa watu wa kufyeka and everything else, they were walking around trying to, you know, clear the area. They came across a skull, and it is said that this guy called 911 3 good times, and they never came there to kind of see what it was. So the fourth time, this guy decided, now wacha nifanye nini, nena niangalie nini, because these police are not appearing here, hawakuji ku find out what is happening at this place. So akaenda poking the skull, and wakati aligeuza hivi alipata inika imewekewa duct tape. So he called 911 mesema wangapi 911. So when tatafuta t-shirt zinaitwa so guy ayo ndio merchandise whatever. So okay wakachalita the police, wakakuja and wakaanza kuangalia place, wakapata the skull iko na duct tape. Hapa around kulikuwa na, you know, ka bag ka watoto kalikuwa na bones ndani, and then there was a blanket that hizi cartoons zinaitwanga Winnie the Pooh and some, you know, hizi tu vitu za watoto. So that's what now that is what made them know that this is actually bones of a baby. So wakati walienda kufanya investigation or maybe autopsy and whatever zinafanywa, but I'm very impressed with those people, because hao watu wapatie bones za 100 years. They will tell you if it's a man or a woman. They will tell you the age. They will tell you what killed the person. Well, it's amazing. It's just, I wish those services are in Kenya. Maziko, mi sijui, whichever, but me, they impress me. And those are one of the reasons why nafanyanga hizi videos, because wow, those people can do investigations like, pa Kenya tuko na investigations. Hatuna, maybe tuko nayo na, hatuna pesa ya kuweka mafuta ya gari. Whatever. So wakati ilipelekwa autopsy ama sijui ndo wanafanyanga nini hao watu wa kuangalia bones nini, they found out that these bones belong to this baby who went by the name Caley Anthony. How sad. So it, you know, when that was found, now this lady sasa alishikwa vizuri. Sasa remember ako jail, but sasa there, you know, other charges were included kwa zile charges alikuwa nazo. And sasa wakati the mother went to visit, akamwambia, you know Caley is dead, and she was like surprised. You know, she didn't seem like surprised, she didn't seem like hurt, she didn't seem like she really loved the child, tuseme tu hivyo. So it really seemed that you know, ni kama kusema hata mlichelewa kujua, I knew before you did, you know, kusema kitu kama, yani sometimes you don't have to talk for someone to know what you are actually saying, na impressions na nini else, whatever else. So this lady akashikwa, and it said that now George Anthony was the only person who took this thing differently, who took it like to heart, who was really hurt with the whole situation. Yani yeye kukufa kwa huyu mtoi ilimhurt very, very differently. But now wakati trial ilianza, nipe maji nikunywe. Wakati trial ilianza, Casey never really seemed remorseful. Alikuwa tu mtu mwenye don't care and everything else. So, but the media is getting stories here and there about this story. So media imejaa hivi hapo nje waiting for the information and everything else. But Casey now, kabla now anze kusema nini happened, akachukuliwa, akaambiwa nao apeleke Universal Studios. Juu anasema Zenada Fernanda Gonzalez alikuwa anakaa pale, na alikuwa anafanya kazi Universal Studios, na alikuwa girlfriend ya one of the workers there. So one of those workers who was a guy who went by the name Jeff, ndiye alikuwa amemfanya nini? Ndiye alikuwa amemuintroduce kwa huyu, na yeye huyu Jeff ndiye alikuwa analipa pesa ya kutake care of mtoto wake na his child. Nani sasa wewe unilipie mtoto wangu angaliwe? Na alisema okay, si nani alisema, basi sijaisikia kitu kama hiyo. So akapelekwa Universal Studios. So kupelekwa Universal Studios anaambiwa okay, tuonyeshe Jeff, tuonyeshe Zenada, according to her alikuwa anamuita Zani, tuonyeshe Jeff. She went in a maze of offices, maze. Alafu wakati aliona it's too much, like atashikwa, alisimama tu akasema I don't work here. So like each time yote she has been lying. Yes, aliwork Universal Studios, but for a very short time. Na hiyo time hata kwa ametoka kwao. I told you that part. So she was lying. So you know, a lot is being piled on her head. Charges zinaendelea tu kupile kwa kichwa yake. Remember alidanganya about Zani living in an apartment. Now Zani in Universal Studios, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. So ako hapa, charges zinaendelea tu kuongezeka kila siku. So hapa ako jail, ako nini, people are furious, people are just you know, I think guys, you know, when a child dies or a child is killed, it's a whole different story na mtu mkubwa. You know, yote ni life being lost, but ukiwa mtoto ama mtoto akikufa, people take it to the heart. Yani it's deep. It's deep for people. It's not hata ukiwa mtoto uwekwe jail, those people who are murderers in there will kill you for killing a child. It's not easy when you do something to a child. It's bad. So hapo wana explain wako hearing and everything else, but now the parents were given conditions that if you know you are going to be emotional in there, we are going to stop you from going. But if you know you are going to stay upright and you are going to be emotionless and just hear the hearing, then we are going to do what? To let you in. So they accepted to go there and just be numb. Yeah, it's just being numb because it's not easy. So they were there numb, just looking as if nothing happened. But people were really rained insults at them. I think it's because they never really knew the conditions they had to adhere to for them to be there. So, adhere to for them to be there. Nipeleke studio. So, you know, the hearing nini and everything else, then comes this Casey. Stupid Casey. Casey anatoka huko, anasema, when she was 8 years old, the father sexually molested her. Sijui ni sexually assaulted ama sexually molested her. It's very painful when you're lying on such, you know, on such a topic. Alisema babake alimrape akiwa 8 years old. That's why akigrow ako anataka mtoto wake apitie kenye alipitia. And the father was really hurt. Wakati the father alitake the stand, alisema I have never done such a thing, not even in my dreams could I imagine of doing such a thing. But me, I'm 100% sure he never did that, because Casey was a pathological liar ever since. So I don't even know why Cindy alimbelieve. You know, she's a ride or die for the daughter. Alimbelieve. And it brought a certain rift or drift kwa family. Not even family, kwa the marriage. Because now anabelieve mtoto wake alifanywa kitu akiwa mdogo. That's why aliturn out kukua Kenya alikuwa. And yes, kuna reason why aliturn out venye alikuwa. There's something they did wrong. God help me, I don't do the same thing. But there's something they did wrong. But that thing was not being sexually assaulted. That's a fact. So hii hearing ikaendelea ikafika point now, huyu George Anthony ikamweigh down kabisa, ikamweigh too down kabisa, and I think the marriage was getting to the rocks, and you know, I don't know, it was just headed to somewhere, God knows where it was headed to. And akaenda kwa hoteli, and I think nile unasemanga let me go and unwind and do something else, maybe, you know, fresh air. So hapo ndio nasikia atinasikia usikia mudaku, hapo ndio nasikia hapo sasa ndio alikunywa atinasikia kwa alikuwa ananiambia nini, ala mix drugs nini and akaandika suicide note, and it seemed like he really loved the grandchild, because alikuwa ameandika suicide note na akamalizia Caley, here I come. Unajua Caley was that girl who was killed, who was, I don't know, whatever it is that they did to her. So I think like yeye alichukua deep, tuseme tu limmaliza emotionally. So of course hakukufa, aliponea akapelekwa hosi and he was okay. So wakati walienda hearing on 11th of December of 2011, this is now what happened. Casey ako pale still adhering to the fact that huyu baba alimrape. Na watu wenye wanaitwa aje, the defendants wa hiyo story yake pia sasa they are all on that story of the father, now attacking the father. Nobody is looking even at the fact that this child was killed. Sawa aliyerepiwa, okay sawa, and what about killing the child? No one was considering that part of the story. So history yote ikaendelea, and it said that the jurors ama the jury, watu wako kwa jury walikuwa wamesell this story to bloggers. Na unajua venye bloggers wanakuwa, bloggers wanataka kufanya hivi, you know, they destroyed the story. And can you imagine that Casey was found not guilty? Yes, not guilty. And aka walk away like, you know, yani hata sijui sema yani yeye akushikwa, not really kushikwa because alikuwa ameshikwa, akuwa jailed. And alipatiwa nitasema aje, an electric monitor ya kumonitor around. I don't know why they gave her that. And but after a while tena alishikwa because of writing checks against, nitasema aje, without the consent of the owner, checks that were worth $650. Kidogo tena akashikwa, sijui ame insult somebody somewhere. Yani she was, yani life yake tu ilikuwa up and down. And the father said that the Zani was not actually a person. He said that there's something that goes, a drug or something that goes by the name Xanax. So this girl was giving this child Xanax and called it Zani. Yani ni Zani ni nani? Of course anampea analala, sini nani. It was not a person. Xanax, it was Xanax, but akaipea jina Zani. And apparently Zani Fernanda Gonzalez was a real person, and this person actually alienda akamsue for defamation. I don't know if walilipana manini. And the court also, the lawyer mwenye alikuwa lawyer wake sasa, she was not able, Casey now was not able to pay. Na unajua alilipa aje? Sexual favors. Msichana. That's how she, actually I hear those things do happen, like alilipa na sexual favors. And apparently it's somebody who walked in on them in an office. Si hata mwende kwa room. Okay. Yeah, I'll work on them in that room. And not room but office. And I don't know, that's just the story for today. Yet inanishangaza because I can't imagine the father, because right now they don't have a good relationship, or like how can they have one? It's just, that's the story I had for you guys today. Let's raise our children well. Kama unaona mtoto wako ni liar, akitry tu kumweka in a right path, because it might lead to something that you might never be able to handle. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, don't skip the ads. Mbona cheka?
Mimi nacheka vile unamaliza unaka.
Ati wenye?
Vile unamaliza unaka.
Si ndio, sinataka uniambie imekuwa aje. That's why I'm looking at you. I'm not even looking at the camera.
Because